What's this?
It'll close.
I can't hear you. Oh. Hey, I don't know who's live streaming, who's joining us for live stream. I'm just getting everything set up. So just give us a couple of minutes here. Perfect. Hi, everyone. This is Dr. V, and we are live streaming. We have a really great presentation tonight. If you are joining us, we're going to be talking about essential oils beyond the basics. And I'm getting ready to bring everyone in for those who registered. If you have never registered for our inner circle and you're joining us somewhere on social media out there in the world tonight, join our family. It's mhhinnercircle.com, and you can join us there. And then this way you can get in on all the juicy topics we talk about twice a month, and it's super nice. And let me just see if I can finish organizing myself here. I'm going to go ahead and start webinar. Yay. Welcome, everybody. This is Dr. Elena Villanueva, founder and chief health coach of Modern Holistic Health. Yay, I'm so glad everyone's here and jumping in. I am going to open up the chat. So give me just 1 second because it's not open for everyone yet. So Shalane, whatever you put in there earlier didn't show up, but I believe I have it all open now. So while everyone's coming in, jump in and say hello. You can click on the chat button down at the bottom of your Zoom screen, and you can jump in and say hi. Hey, Jennifer. Yay. I love seeing you here. Yay. And I see that Sai Bardine, maybe, did I pronounce that right? Raised your hand. Hello. Hello. So glad to have you here. Libby, hi. Everybody jump in and say hello. I want everyone to come in and say hi because I like seeing our community. We have a lot of our clients who are in our programs or who have gone through our programs and are now ambassadors for us. They join us all the time. Deanna, hi. Doreen, Lisa Holland, Caroline. Yes, I recognize the names. Kim, hi. Anne, Laurie Smith, hi. Yay. I saw your amazing wins that you put into our community chat of healers. Amazing. Yes, amazing about your wins. I'm so excited. So good. All right. So, Deanna, did I say hi to you? Doreen, thank you for jumping in and saying hi. Okay, so how many of you who are, put a 1 in the chat box if you are in our program and you have gone into your additional resources and found anything on essential oils? Put a 1 in the box if you have found that. Yes. So we actually have an entire course. It's like a 6-month course on essential oils. And we don't even tell you this when you sign up for the program. You know, we do let you know that you are getting, basically, we have been giving, and we're not going to always do this. We've been giving you basically 2 programs in one with coaching included. So the Mind Body Energy program, which is focused on trauma and emotional healing, and then the Brain Body program, which is focused on your physical detoxification and the physical healing of your body, you know, balancing out hormones and your gut and getting rid of infections and the toxins and just all of those things. And we've been combining 2 $367 a month programs into one for $139 a month. We've been doing that for the last few months. Prices are getting ready to go up on that. But what you didn't know is that inside of there, we have a 6-month essential oils program to teach you about essential oils. Wow. And I see many of you have gone in there and you've taken a look at that. Where my really dear friend, he's like a brother to me, Dr. Jeff Steiba, where he came in and joined us to teach month by month a course on essential oils. He is an expert on it. That's his life. That's his business. He's amazing with it. And essential oils are fun. A lot of people want to learn more about them. How many of you want to learn more about essential oils? Like, you think they're cool. Like, maybe you put them in put a 1 in the chat. If you use them in your diffuser, or you just use them intuitively because it smells good, so you put it on your body because you know it's doing something, but you just don't know what it does. Exactly, right? Like, you want to learn a little bit more. Well, that was me several years ago, and I'm so lucky. I see so many of you. Yes, that's exactly many of us, right? Like, we know that they can work. We know they've been used for literally thousands of years, but we don't know exactly how to use them therapeutically, right? We just don't understand, how do we use these things? If we were sick, for example, how do we use them? Or if we are having anxiety or some sadness, how do we use them? And so today, I'm going to just give you a very small overview. Now, you're lucky if you are in any of our programs. You get this, basically a 3rd program for free, and it's down in your resources. And for those of you who are not working with us yet, we want to give you some free resources too. And so we're going to do a presentation tonight on essential oils, and then I'm going to follow it with a really beautiful PDF ebook that we created on essential oils to help further educate you. And even for those of you who are in our program, you may not have this PDF that we created. And so we'll be sending it out after. Usually we do this the day after, 1 or 2 days after, where we send you the replay, and we'll send you the PDF of this presentation. And then I'll also include a PDF of an essential oils ebook that I had put together for you as well. Kim, look for it down under additional resources in your brain body program. It should be in there. It should be in there. And then if you still can't find it, just email the team and we can help assist you with that. I'm getting ready to pull it out of the program and make it its own program. So we've been including, we include so much value, right? So much value for you. We have a lot of doctors and other coaches and other experts say, how do you do that? And well, that's our mission. Our mission is to give you as much value as we can. Okay, Kim, you're in the trauma one. Well, you're going to get some good information. And this is the thing, take your time in the mind, body, energy program, do some one-on-ones if you really want to up level your breakthroughs and your healing. And when you're ready to work on the physical body, which you're going to get physical changes, let me know here in the chat if you've already noticed some physical changes just from the emotional and trauma healing, because you do get it. There's no way that you can't have physical improvement. One of the biggest, most powerful toxins by far are our emotions and our trauma and our thoughts and belief systems, right? And so take your time going through that MBE program, get some additional one-on-one work if you want to upgrade, like really up level your breakthroughs and your healing. And then when you're ready, join the brain body program. Join the brain body program, because this is going to be in there. So let me go ahead and, yes, Doreen, big changes. Yeah, you do see big changes. I just got off a call with a beautiful, I have to share this before we get into this topic tonight. Because hearing each other's stories is powerful. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree with that. Hearing each other's stories helps give us a roadmap, right? It gives us encouragement. It gives us hope, right? So we're like, oh my God, if they can do it, I can do it. we have this beautiful, beautiful human. She's 78 years old, and she has been through so much trauma, so much trauma. Her parents, when they had their first child, so she's one of 3 children. When they had their first child, they were in a concentration camp during World War II. When the child was born, they took the baby and they killed the baby. And then she came, and then her sister came after that. And they were out of the concentration camp by that time. But, you know, one of the first things I remember her saying to me as she's in fight or flight, because she was still reliving it every day. I mean, that's the kind of trauma she's in. She's 78, still reliving this every day. You could see it in her body. And when she would talk about her stories, she was stuck in her stories from when she was born up until, you know, like, and then her mother got sick and she started taking care of her mother when she was 5 years old. And then her mother died and she blamed herself. I mean, it was just crazy what this woman went through. And we were talking with her today. We finally started having some breakthroughs with her. We've been working with her for a few months. And the hardest part was just getting her to take that first step, because she was so stuck in her story and reliving her trauma every day. And just getting her just to like breathe was very hard. It's taken a long time. She's probably one of our toughest clients that we've had in a while. And this was the first call today. She was calm. It was amazing. And we spent an hour talking about the science behind how your unprocessed trauma and the unprocessed emotions and the stories that you're telling yourself keep you in a state of illness, and that the biggest poison you can have in your body are those emotions and those traumas that are unprocessed and unresolved, and the thoughts and the stories that you create. That can be worse than mercury poisoning, right? Than lead poisoning. It can be worse than mold. And that her biggest medicine is going to come from inside of her. Her biggest healing, the miracles that she's looking for, are going to come from the inside with this healing. And so, yeah, it's just amazing and crazy. Caroline is saying she just had a very scary situation when a man with a gun was outside of her house, and you've had migraines and PTSD flare up since then, and would love to find some help with essential oils. My old memories are coming back even more. So this is a moment. I know we're going to be talking about essential oils, but I want to say this to you, Caroline. This is a moment for you to be very careful in the choices of the stories that you're creating around what happened. If this is bringing up old memories, we might want to we could think about the option of having gratitude and having appreciation that this happened, because it's bringing up old stuff for you to now let go. And if you're not working with Rosita and Dina, please schedule. In fact, schedule with Dina first so she can do some somatic work with you, and then schedule with Rosita. Please, please, please get on the schedule and let us help you with this. Yes, we teach you tools and modalities, and there's a time and a place to have that extra powerful help that we can give you. So if you haven't already done that, Caroline, please, please, please do that. Please do that. We can help you with this. We can help you with this, and you can move through this and stand in your power and be empowered, rather than allowing it to crush you, because now you didn't only just have this recent incident, but now you've got all the old stuff coming up too. And for you to deal with it alone, and you don't have even with the expertise of the tools, it can be really hard. Even with all the tools that I'm trained in, I reach out to my team for help too. And they reach out to me, and I reach out to others as well. I've spent a lot of money on my own healing in the last decade, right? That type of healing, emotions, the stories, the trauma, all of that. So please, please, please reach out and get help. Okay, so let's jump in and let's talk about essential oils. This is so much fun. And if you could just let me know, Shalane, if I shared the proper screen.
I think so. It says essential oils beyond the basics. It looks good.
Uh-oh, can't hear you. Yeah, okay, thumbs up. Yes, so I did share the right screen, just making sure. Let me also just open up the chat just to make sure I can see if anybody's putting anything in. Shalane, you're going to be really helping me keep your eyeballs on that. Okay, perfect. So welcome to our Inner Circle call, Essential Oils Beyond the Basics. This is going to be a good one, guys. And I want to first start off by thanking my good and dear friend, a brother to me, Dr. Jeff Steiba from My Oil Lab, for providing the majority of the information that I'm sharing with you for this Inner Circle call. Now, before diving into the protocols and some of the recipes that I'm going to share in this presentation tonight, I want you to understand a couple of different belief systems when it comes to our health and where essential oils fit into these beliefs. When it comes to our health, there are two worldviews. We've got the vitalistic approach and the mechanistic approach. So let's refer to the chart to define for yourself your personal view and belief. So on the left, we have our mechanistic view. And the mechanistic view, worldview, really states that the beliefs are rooted in the body is the sum of all the parts. If an organ is diseased, we can cut it out or we can replace it without much consequence to the rest of the body. Experiencing symptoms is a reflection of the problem and requires medical intervention. A fever or symptom indicates sickness. A diseased organ will not heal and must be managed or treated for life. And then lastly, the body requires outside-in intervention, and a lack of symptoms indicates health. I'll read that again. A lack of symptoms indicates health. Put a 1 in the chat box if this is your viewpoint. And it's okay if it is. There's no shame here. There never is any shame with us. I will share what my viewpoint is. Mine is going to be the other one. Mine's going to be the other one. Now, I think that understanding the mechanistic point of view is very important when we're working with people who are sick, because many of us grew up with this mechanistic view. And there is a time and a place. There is a time and a place to go back and dive in and evaluate if there's anything in the mechanistic view that can help us or assist us in any way. But I personally am from the vitalistic point of view. The vitalist, and you can put a 1 in the chat box if any of these or all of these resonate with you. The body functions as one unit. Every system and process in the body affects the other. If an organ is diseased, we look to correct the root cause of the problem. Symptoms are the body's way of expressing health, not necessarily disease. A fever is usually happening because it's killing bacteria or viruses or other pathogens, and it's an incredibly responsive and healthy and normal process of the body. Don't forget to put a 1 in the chat box if any of this resonates with you. And I'm going to put a 1 in there because that's me too, right? If an organ is diseased, we look to the pathway and the signaling of life from the brain down the spinal cord and through the nerves for the physical interference that requires removal so that the body can heal. So we're looking for the barriers to healing, right? And then lastly, the body is created with an innate intelligence to heal. So we must only support this intelligence while removing barriers to healing so that the body can heal. Yeah, yes, Doreen, I gave up on the conventional medicine too. I still have so much appreciation for it though, because when we have an acute issue, acute meaning and like an emergency type issue that really needs to be addressed. Like how many of you knew that I broke my leg in January? Raise your hand if you knew that. Put a 1 in there. I hurt myself really bad. I did use some conventional medicine, right? Well, I went to get an MRI. I would consider that more conventional, but it's more of a diagnostic. But I ended up doing a series of peptides, and I did stem cells, and I did hyperbaric oxygen and laser and a few other I did all natural therapies for my healing, but I did look to conventional for diagnoses, right? So it was crazy. Okay, so What do essential oils do? Now, I could have had a few pages on this. I just listed out a few things here. But, when you take in the aroma of an oil, it not only produces a biological response, it also helps us to reflect on our mental, spiritual, and emotional selves too. Like really, the bioenergetic frequency of essential oils is so powerful that it doesn't just have the ability to change the mechanical aspect of our biology and our neurology. It actually can change the bioenergetic frequency, the resonance of our body. And it does that because of its resonance. So essential oils really work because of their bioenergetic resonance. So it's similar to like taking an infoceutical, similar to it, right? It's absolutely amazing. Oils have a wide range of uses and purposes, from helping support gut issues to suppressing nausea, fighting different types of fungal infections, helping to ease anxiety and depression, helping with sleep, repelling insects. How many of us put a 1 in the box if you've used it to help you with repelling insects? I've combined some different ones, and more instances than not, it actually did work. There were a couple of places I've traveled to around the United States that those bugs did not work. And I used DEET, and then I just detoxed after that. Most of the time they actually do work. Boosting immunity, getting rid of infections, inducing relaxation and restfulness, and helping to maintain quality sleep, balancing hormones, respiratory protocols. I could go on, and we're actually going to hit on some of those tonight. So I've got application principles in here. You don't need to memorize any of this or frantically write it all down, because I'm going to share this with you. If you're watching and you registered, then usually within 48 hours, we will send you a replay. Plus, we'll create a PDF out of this slideshow so that you'll have it and you can go back and reference the application principles here. And if you haven't registered, if you're watching us online, then go to mhhinnercircle.com and you can register tonight. And then when we go to send the replay, you'll be on our list of our MHH Inner Circle family members, and we will send you the replay with the PDF and the other gift that I'm going to be giving you after this. So we do have some application principles when you're going to use essential oils. If you're going to use them therapeutically or clinically, then there are certain ways that you want to use it, and certain doses that you want to use it, and certain frequencies that you want to use it. And with some of them, you are going to get better benefit putting it into a roller and putting it like topically on your body. Other times you may want to ingest it either orally or encapsulate it. There are some oils that are considered hot, meaning that they kind of do burn your throat a little bit, right? They're super strong, like clove can do that. But clove has many healing properties. And so putting it into a little capsule and swallowing it, that is going to be the best way to take it. So I do have a couple of slides here on application principles. And in the ebook that we're going to be sharing with you, we're going to teach you, we actually go much deeper into the application principles of essential oils. But what I wanted to go over with you tonight are some protocols. Put a 1 in the chat box if you're actually excited about learning some protocols for certain specific ailments, right? So now if you are if you're going through our program, let me just tell you, this is not a substitute for what we're doing with you in your brain body detoxification program. So don't email us tomorrow and say, do I do this instead of this? Stick to what we're doing with you. If you want to use these in addition to, you're welcome to. It's not going to be necessary for your healing. But I want to teach you some things that even I use, right? And I use this more, I personally use these more now that I'm over my chronic illness, right? But if you want to add some in, you certainly can, especially when it comes to for mood lifting or sleep, right? But if you're looking for like doing anything for gut repair, or you're working on a parasite right now or whatever, don't change your protocol. Stick with the protocols that we're doing with you, right? Those I've done case studies on them. I've proven them out and all of that, and just stick with that so that we're not dealing with a lot of variables. And you're going to be good. Now, let's jump into some of the essential oils that can be used for digestive tract support. Who knows about peppermint oil for the digestive tract? That's really, really good. Yeah, put a 1 in there, Doreen. Yeah, if you know about that. Peppermint oil can really do a good job at relieving discomfort associated with IBS, or, if you ate something that was just really kind of bothering you, or if our tummy hurts, peppermint can really help. And you don't just have to take it orally either. You can actually make a little roll-on with the peppermint where you cut it with a carrier oil, and you can actually put it directly over the tummy area or on the balls of your feet. And that can work too. So with my grandbabies, when baby William was born, I made like 3 different roll-ons. One to help him with colic, one to help him sleep, and one if he ended up like getting a fever, because we knew he had an infection. And so like if he got like a respiratory type of an issue, so I had 3 different ones. And because he's a baby, we don't want to give him anything orally. And sometimes even with adults, we can be super sensitive. Like peppermint is super strong. It's no joke. If you get a good quality, like a doTERRA oil, for example, and you do the peppermint, it will make you go, wow, like it is super strong. And so sometimes just doing it on our skin, it'll have the same effect because of the bioenergetic frequency of the oil. So it's not just the chemical properties. So, essential oils are super powerful and amazing because of their bioenergetic frequency and their chemical factors, right? So, both. Turmeric and ginger, they can do a lot to really support the digestive tract. They increase the antioxidant enzymes in the stomach tissue. They promote a better state of health by helping to protect the stomach tissue from oxidative damage. And I've got references in here as well, but all of the reference numbers that you see, you'll get more detail on those when we send you the follow-up if you want to look at the published studies, because I couldn't fit them in here. It was going to take like 10 different slides to put all the published research that I have. Lemongrass or Melissa can be used also to support the digestive tract. But did you also know that lemongrass helps support agitation? Lemongrass and lemon balm, both of those can help support agitation. And Melissa can be used if you're feeling anxiety, if you're feeling sad, if you're having mind racing. And so Melissa is a wonderful, wonderful essential oil for that as well. And then you can use geranium and rose to help support healthy intestinal microbiome in your body, right? So the healthy bacteria in our GI system love geranium and rose. And did you know that rose has one of the highest vibrational frequencies of all flowers? Put a 1 in the chat if you knew that. Does anyone know another essential oil that is also super, super high in bioenergetic frequency that can help open the heart chakra? Blue lotus oil. Yeah, blue lotus oil. That's a good one. And if you have any questions, put it into the Q&A. So there's another icon down at the bottom of your Zoom screen, and it says Q&A. Put it in there so that we don't lose it. Because Gladys, I saw you asking. We're going to touch on some of those today for panic attacks. Melissa can help with that, and we're going to touch on that for some brain support and emotional support later. Now, I also have a slide here on application when it comes to using essential oils for GI support. So when it comes to GI support, the recommended application for digestive oils is typically internal use. Again, if you're going to be using it on a young child, consult with someone first. I would probably recommend not orally, if it's a young child especially. You want to put them on their feet, and not directly either. You always want to cut the oil. And in the ebook that we're going to send you, that's where we're going to get into the detail of how you can prepare your own roll-ons and what different carrier oils you can use. The best places to place them, like putting stuff on the bottom of the feet for the babies, is really a good idea. Let's talk about the brain and the nervous system. So these following oils, they all have unique and complex chemistry that really can have some profound effects on the brain and the nervous system. So let's take a look at some of these. Copaiba, put a 1 in the webinar chat if you have ever used Copaiba for any type of anxiety or sadness or depression or anger. Copaiba works wonderful. It's a wonderful, wonderful oil for anxiety. And anxiety would fall into the category of panic attacks as well. Now, don't forget to use your breath and your tapping. So whoever asked the question about that earlier, if you're not already working with us in our Mind Body Energy program, join us. And for those of you who are in it, put a 1 in the chat. So if you agree that of the tools and modalities that we're teaching in there, from the tapping to the butterfly hug to all of the tools, right? How powerful the tools are. The tools are so, so powerful. Yes, we use all of the tools, Caroline. Like, we're teaching all of them and many more that you probably never heard of. We're teaching somatic tools, light, color, sound therapy tools of somatic processing. So many things. And you can see here, like, our clients that are watching tonight are putting 1s because they're like telling everybody who's not a client, who's wondering, who's not already working with us, like, our Mind Body Energy program is powerful. There's nothing else like it out there on the planet. What we're teaching you is the accumulation of hundreds of thousands of dollars and over 20 or 30 years of expertise and training. Right? It's absolutely incredible. And we're giving it to you. We're teaching you. You're not going to get certified in it. You can go spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to get certified, but you don't need a certification. You just need to learn the tools. Everybody deserves to learn the tools, right? In an affordable way. Frankincense. How many of you have used frankincense? I personally love frankincense and myrrh. Myrrh is my #1 favorite. Myrrh is, oh my gosh, it's like mind blowing for me. Myrrh is so powerful for me. I use it. I feel like, if I really did exist in previous lives, I feel like I used myrrh a lot, right? I do believe that I've been alive many times and that I've come here to help heal people, not heal people, but to help be the facilitator of the healing of the planet. I feel like I've been here many times for that. And myrrh resonates with me so deeply. I feel like I've known it in a previous life. Myrrh can really, really help you feel a lot better. It can calm that nervous system. For me, it makes me feel grounded, and it just helps to, like, silence my mind. I feel safe and protected with myrrh. Like, it's just a really interesting, really, really interesting. Try the frankincense for the migraines, and also realize, if you're having a lot of migraines, also, have you done your toxin testing? Have you done the tox bundle? Have you had your hormones tested as well? Let's check that out, because I am telling you, so many times we are seeing migraines being caused from toxins, either that are food related toxins like gluten or dairy or sugar or corn or soy, or from environmental chemical toxins or mold or heavy metals. We're seeing that, right? And then those things cause imbalances in hormones, which then precipitates even worse migraines and headaches. But definitely try some of the essential oils. Also, make sure that you're not dehydrated. Like, there's so many things. When you work with us one-on-one, we can really help you dial in on that, right? Because we take a super systematic approach in helping you understand what are all the causes. And then we start crossing out the ones that are not the causes as we do testing, and we can jump in and we can see that. Oh, thank you, Doreen. Thank you, Doreen. I'm going to share this because that's beautiful. Doreen is saying, I'm so grateful for all the help at MHH. I have childhood PTSD and adulthood PTSD. This is my second month and my health is so much better. Yay. I was already on a low inflammation paleo diet. So it's really the different trauma modalities and eliminating the nightshades. The food was acting as poison for you. Now, it's not always going to be like that. It's very likely it's not always going to be like that. But we want to remove the things that cause any stress to the body. And once we build up your body's resilience and it's super healthy, you can probably go back to enjoying like a really good, tomatoes in the summer and some of these other nightshades. Yes, thank you so much for sharing that. I love you so much, Doreen. Thank you. You're an inspiration to others. Thank you so much for sharing that. So when it comes to the brain and the nervous system, these essential oils can be amazing. Melissa is not on here, but Melissa is another one that I mentioned earlier that can be really, really good for those heavy, dense emotions that sometimes feel like they're going to just overtake us. And don't forget that you can mix these as well. So you can be your own alchemist. And in the ebook that we're going to send you as a gift on really learning how to make your own roll-ons and stuff like that to teach you how much carrier oil to use to how much of the essential oils, you could mix these. You could literally mix these. So you could do, like a base of like myrrh maybe, and then add a little frankincense to that, a little bit of the turmeric, and then just a little bit of Melissa and copaiba. You don't need much, right? And you could mix those together, maybe with some Siberian fir, and that would be beautiful. I will oftentimes put these, so I haven't used copaiba and Melissa in forever. But the frankincense and the myrrh I still use all the time, and I like to mix it with Siberian fir. That's not on here, but the Siberian fir is very grounding. It makes you feel calm, safe, like it feels really good. And I put that in my diffuser and it smells so good, right? Because it smells like trees in the house. And then you can still smell the frankincense and the myrrh. And then I like to add some wild orange to mine, just a little bit of wild orange. So you've got like the tree and then the citrus and then the frankincense and the myrrh. It's amazing. But you could add a little bit of copaiba to that and a little bit of Melissa. And you can incorporate that, like I said, into a roll-on as well that you can carry in your purse and just put a little bit on your third eye, a little bit over your heart, just a little bit, and just do some long, slow breath technique and just smell it and just let it come through your body. And that combined with the breathing, it's just really going to downregulate your nervous system. So good. And then I've got some application here. Internal use can really be awesome for these types of things. And so like, especially doing the copaiba and the Melissa under your tongue, you can do that as well. I prefer to do it through the sensory of smell or as a roll-on, right? But my friend, Dr. Jeff Steiba, recommends it like this. I have a lot of friends who have used it and continue to use these oils sublingually, or they'll ingest them and they love it like that. Now, how many of you knew that you could use essential oils to help regulate blood sugar levels? Put a 1 in the box if you knew that. I remember when I started learning about essential oils from my friend, Dr. Jeff Steiba, I wasn't aware of that. I also didn't know that cinnamon came in an essential oil. And it's a very hot oil. How many of you have used cinnamon? Put a 1. I've used the cinnamon essential oil. Put a 1 in the webinar chat if you've used it. So I'll tell you something that's kind of funny, and you can feel free to put LOLs and laughter and laughing faces in the webinar chat, because we can laugh about this together. But I don't know what I was thinking, but this was before I started really learning about essential oils. But I ordered this huge pack of like almost everything you could order from doTERRA. And I just, I started using them intuitively and I got sick. And I remember reading something about cinnamon and how it could support something else. It wasn't about like the pancreas or circulation, but I went to get into the tub. Oh no, right? Yeah. I got in the tub and, I don't remember what it was now. Oh, I think I'm remembering. I had hurt my back, and it was emotional, by the way, why my back was going out on me. It was all emotional. I was feeling very unsupported. This was many years ago. And that's why I was having all these horrible back issues, these low back issues. That's when you feel the emotion of feeling unsupported. That's one of the ways it can show up in your body. And I didn't know that at the time either. This was a long, long time ago. And I decided to put some cinnamon in the tub, the cinnamon essential oil. So I'm in the tub. I put just a couple drops in. Thank God I didn't put more than that. And all of a sudden my body started burning. And I was like, it took me a minute to realize it was the cinnamon. It was burning my skin. So, be very careful using that topically. That's all I'll say. It was so funny, Penny. It's looking back. It wasn't funny then. It's funny now. And I could barely get out of the tub because my back was locked up. So I was like trying to like hobble or roll myself out of the tub. And then I had to neutralize the cinnamon essential oil on my body because it was burning me. Anyway, crazy story, but you just want to learn how to use them, right? So there's a way to use cinnamon. Putting it directly on your skin, that's not what you want to do. Grapefruit is another really, really good one. So any of the essential oils that have the D-limonene in them can not only help you regulate blood sugar and help you with your metabolism and to reduce hunger even, but they can also make you feel really happy. Anything with D-limonene, think about it, citrus, even the color itself resonates. It's a very happy, resonating vibrational frequency. And so that's why I like to put wild orange in my essential oil diffuser, especially in the wintertime, right? When we don't have as much sun. And now, since I've been chasing the cooler weather and I'm up in the Pacific Northwest, it's going to start getting dark and more cloudy and stuff in the winter. I'll be using the citrus essential oils a lot in my diffuser. I'll have it going all over the house. Coriander is a really great calming molecule, not only for the tissues of the body, but also for the mind as well. So coriander is a beautiful one. And it helps us to relax physically and emotionally. And it can help balance our stress hormones as well. And it can also help support healthy blood sugar levels after eating. So that's really cool. There's a beautiful hot drink that when my team, so we do training a couple times a year where I'll fly my team in and we'll do training. We'll do group healing, group emotional healing, energetic healing, cleansing. Like we do all of that, the energetic and emotional cleansing. And there's a drink that we like to make. And let me tell you a little bit about this drink and tell me if you guys do this. If you don't, we can come up with something and I can share it with you. But in a crock pot, you could probably do this with the essential oils too, but I like to use the actual food. In a crock pot, we put a little bit of water, and my whole team loves this drink. So we'll put water because we're going to make this super concentrated, and then we're going to dilute it when we actually make our drink out of it. But we'll put like 5 or 6 cinnamon sticks, big ones, right? We'll put coriander. We'll put nutmeg, and oh my gosh, I forgot what else that we put in there. Cinnamon, coriander, nutmeg, clove. And I feel like we put something else in there that I can't remember right now. And we just let it steep in that hot water and get really, really strong. And then for the next few days, we'll all drink from that. And we just put like a little bit in a tall glass, and then we fill the rest with water. And it's so, so good. Oh, it's so good. And you can drink it warm. It's a very warming, nurturing drink. And it really helps bring like more chi into your body. So it's just very warming, and it's like energy harvesting. It's super, super nice. And Doreen is saying, quite exciting. Research into aromas while sleeping sparks 226% cognitive increase. Yeah, there's a lot of research that's being done on the powerful effects of essential oils. And we still don't want to discount, though, digging deeper. So when you use essential oils like that, you're basically using it as a symptomatic approach, right? So you're helping kind of treat the symptom, which is okay, but we really want to get to the root cause. And so, yes, it is powerful, which is why I wanted to share some of this and try to hit a few different topics, from how you can use it for your mental health, to help you if you're feeling anxious or sad or depressed, to helping with blood sugar, to helping support your gut. And we still always want to look for the root causes. And ultimately, really, we want to address that as well. And then I've got some information on the application as well. And it is also saying here, clove and cinnamon are very hot. You can ingest them, but you'll probably be bouncing around the house for a minute if you put either of those under your tongue. They're very, very hot. So if you do put it, and if you do ingest it orally, you're probably going to want to put it into a capsule. And immune system support. So essential oils have incredible immune system support, and oregano, clove, frankincense are very, very good for both gram-negative and gram-positive bacteria. Thyme and cilantro. How many of you have worked with me long enough where I, at one time, recommended cilantro oil for you? Put a 1 in the chat if I ever recommended that. So it is so incredible. I have my daughter-in-law keep cilantro around the house. I have cilantro in my medicine cabinet, the cilantro essential oil. I have recommended it for some of our clients if they were getting sick or whatnot. My friends know about it. I even keep it in my RV, and I keep it in my travel bag for whenever I'm traveling, because it is so good against things like strep throat, right? It's which I believe strep, I think, is gram-negative. I forget which ones are gram-negative and gram-positive. But strep throat, cilantro oil, I am telling you, like, it is incredible. And that you can take orally. Some people really don't like the taste of it. I like cilantro oil. It gets a little strong, but I would rather do that. Like, I'll just suck it up and do it over the strep throat. And I can tell you from personal experience, you have strep throat and you start doing the cilantro oil, like 2, 3, 4 drops, and you just swallow it and just let it coat your throat, and keep it in your purse, and do it like 3 or 4 times over the course of the day. And by the next day, even maybe by the same day, by the end of the day, your throat pain will be reduced 30 to 50%, which is huge, because we all know how painful strep throat can be, right? And we will do that with my grandson, and he screams because he hates the taste of it, but it makes his throat, it gets rid of the infection super, super fast. Strep is gram-positive. Thank you, Laura. I always forget. I always have to go back and look at my reference manuals. So cilantro oil, out of all of these oils, if you're going to get one of them to help you with like strep throat, I would do that one. It's not going to burn like the other oils, right? It's more palatable, I think it is anyway, than the other oils, because all of these oils are super, super, super strong. And so I would say, if you're going to keep one around the house, do the cilantro oil, right? And it's really, really good for other gram-positive. And we can look also and see if it also works for gram-negative. I think it does. But I'm telling you, cilantro oil, and it has a lot of research behind it as well. All the oils do, but the cilantro oil, that's my go-to personally. Yes, cilantro oil with no water. I just put it right in, because I want the oil to coat my throat, because the infection is right there in the throat, and I want to kill it. I want it to go away because it's so painful, right? And then we talk about the application. Now, when it comes to these really strong oils, these hot essential oils, using a roller is really, really effective. And you might think, well, but if I'm having, like, for example, strep throat or an infection that's in my body, how is putting it on my body going to work? It's because of the bioenergetic properties of it, right? Now, we might do it both ways. We might do it both, as a roller on the bottom of our feet and ingest them. But if you're going to ingest the hot oils, be sure you put it in a capsule, or you're going to be suffering. And the other thing with essential oils is, when you're sick, you want to do it like every 4 hours, So you've got to do it with a lot of frequency, right? You can't just do it like once a day and then expect to get better. Now, let's talk about some contraindications with medications. In general, they're very safe to use. You can use them when you're pregnant. They're very, very safe. They're food-based and plant-based, right? But there are a couple of things that I want you to be conscious of that I just want to hit the bases on these. So if you're on opioids, you don't want to use clove as a single essential oil. So you can use it in combination with others. Also, I would say if you're working with opioids and you're going to do essential oils, work with your practitioner. They may not know about it, but just work with your practitioner or work with somebody on it, because opioids they're super dangerous and they're not good for you for many reasons, as we know. Now, if you're on SSRIs, which are typical of most antidepressants, you also want to be careful with clove as a single essential oil. And does it mean that you can't take it? No, but I'm just trying to cover bases with you, right? Dermal medications. So if you're taking different medications for like eczema or psoriasis, be cautious with essential oils, because they can they can enhance the absorption of your other drugs. And so many drugs that we take, our body, so when we take a pharmaceutical, the pharmaceutical as it is at the time of ingestion is not the pharmaceutical that's actually doing the work. The people who design pharmaceuticals, these scientists, they understand what's going to happen to it when it hits, when the liver starts to change it. And it's once the liver changes the pharmaceutical into the next chemical, that's the chemical that's actually helping you with XYZ symptom. And they also know how much of it is going to be utilized, right? So like, for example, when you take vitamin D as a supplement, the reason why we take, 5,000 IU a day or, 10,000 IU a day or whatever the dose that we're taking at the higher doses is because our body only absorbs a certain amount of it. So we have to take higher doses therapeutically if we're going to get the vitamin D levels up. It's the same thing with medication, right? Same thing with hormones, right? If you want to get if you're taking, 100 milligrams of progesterone, your body's really only absorbing 30 milligrams, which is why you take 100 milligrams, because otherwise you're not going to get enough of it to move the needle when it comes to bringing your progesterone levels up. The same thing with medication. So, it can enhance the absorption of the medication, making it it's stronger. And so you just want to be careful, especially if you're taking anything for your skin, if you're on dermal medications. And if you are on dermal medications and you're not working with us, please schedule an appointment. Those dermal medications are not fixing the problem. And if they are steroid-based, they are going to cause long-term issues, osteoporosis being one of them, autoimmune and immune issues being another. They're suppressing your immune system. Please, please, please make a call with us. Make an appointment and let us help you. There is not a skin condition that we haven't been able to fix, and we're not fixing it directly. We're actually finding the root causes and we're showing you how to fix that, and the skin conditions all go away. Every skin condition, eczema, psoriasis, doesn't matter what it is, for adults and children. Diabetic medications is the last contraindication that we're going to talk about today. If you're using any of the protocols for pancreas and blood sugars that involve essential oils, be sure to check your glucose regularly, because these oils also influence the blood sugar levels. And between your medication and the oils, your blood sugar could drop too low. So be super careful with that. Now, there are many, many protocols. There are heart support and blood vessel support protocols using essential oils, added detox support, muscle, joint, and nerve discomfort, pregnancy protocols for when you're feeling nauseated, skin irritation protocols, feeling connected to others and other behavioral protocols, sensory and focus, hormones, anxiety and depression. I have an entire presentation on that and essential oils. lung and respiratory support. How many of you put a 1 in the box if you would like to learn more of these protocols, maybe in some future inner circle calls? Put a 1 in there, because we've got all of these literally that we can go over. There's so many, so that you can learn more about how to use them. Yay, perfect. That's good to know. And I don't know why this showed up empty. I actually have an image in here, so I'm not sure what happened. But what I want to do is I want to share with you our essential oils beyond the basics. And this is going to be an ebook that any of you who registered are going to get a copy of this ebook. And essentially this ebook is going to, like I said, it's going to take you deeper into understanding how to alchemize with essential oils. What are the best carrier oils to use? What are they? How much carrier oil do you use? Versus the essential oil itself, all of these goodies. And then I'm going to share with you the presentation that we did today so that you can understand some of the different essential oils that you can mix and match for different conditions to help support. And then what I'll do is, based off of your feedback here, I will put on the schedule for 2024 some more essential oil protocols for you, so that you'll get an opportunity to dial in on more essential oil protocols and start playing around with that. I want to go ahead and take it over to the Q&A. How many of you enjoyed this presentation? Put a 1 in the chat box. Just curious if you got something out of it, if you learned something new. Yay, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I always am working on trying to keep it as simple as possible, because any of you who are in our program, you know how much information I give. I give a lot of information. And so over the years, I've been learning to take the slides down to, 15 slides instead of trying to cram in 80 slides in 1 hour presentation. Because, we can do it in bite-sized chunks, right? That's why I take our 12-month program and I take it over 12 months, teaching you, giving you little bits of information a little bit at a time, right? I mean, there's so much to learn, but doing it in bite-sized chunks is so much better, right? I just get so eager and want to teach you everything I know. Let's go into the Q&A. Shalane, would you like to moderate the questions?
Can you hear me?
I cannot hear you.
I don't know.
Oh, no, it's not working. Okay. All right. I'll go ahead and do it. That's fine. So Patricia, it's okay, Shalane. It's okay. By the way, those of you who are here with us tonight, I did not introduce Shalane and Aaron. So Shalane and Aaron are our front office managers, and they are our liaisons. They help you in between your visits. They help you if you need help finding something in your program, or if you're needing help ordering a lab or getting an appointment scheduled. Shalane and Aaron are 2 of our front office members who are here with us tonight, and Aaron jumped in to say hello. So any questions, again, pop them into the Q&A so that they don't get lost in the chat. Patricia Robles says, thank you for asking a question. She says, asking for guidance, Dr. V. I have breast implants and I found out that they are making me sick. Oh, yikes. My doctor told me no detox until I remove them. What can I do? Meanwhile, I'm a part of your mind and body program. I feel like you can detox, and you should. So, I mean, that's a little different, right? I'm giving you a different answer, but I think that the detoxification is going to be great. And I would recommend that you do some testing. Let's see what you're dealing with. Let's see what is your body doing and how resilient is your immune system right now. Let's do let's do some blood work, which I know you're in Canada. So I would have to see the blood work that your own doctor did, because we can't do blood work for you, but we could do some immune assays. Like, we could take a look at what your immune system is doing. We can do a gut zoomer, wheat zoomer, toxin bundle. I would definitely do those. Let's see what else you're dealing with besides the toxins from the implants. And let's work on making your body stronger, right? Because if you're dealing with, let's say you're dealing with 10 toxins, the toxins from the breast implants being one, doesn't it make sense that you get rid of the ones that you can get rid of now before you get surgery? Let's get your body more resilient and stronger. And then when you're ready to do the surgery, you do the surgery, right? But let's get your body to a point where it's stronger and more resilient before you have the surgery. That's my thought on that. Gladys Marietti, that's a beautiful name. Did I say that right? Gladys says, what does it mean when I get heartburn from ingesting cilantro oil? Does that happen? So are you getting actual heartburn? Or are you burping it up? Because I'll just kind of start burping it for the rest of the day. It's not burning me, right? But I just like, I taste it. But again, I'd rather have that and get rid of the throat infection. And I would love to know, are you taking it on a regular basis also? If you're getting heartburn from it, that's telling me your digestive tract does not like that. I would guess you might have a food sensitivity to it. And so maybe doing a different one, right? Using a different oil might work well for you. And then Gladys also says, are there any good oils for panic attacks? So some of the ones that I mentioned earlier could be really good. And the breath work. Are you taking any of our courses? Are you doing our Mind Body Energy course? You should do that. Do our Mind Body Energy course, enroll for that course, because that's going to teach you tools for the panic attacks. And we need to get to the root cause of what's causing the panic attacks. There's something inside of you that hasn't been addressed that you keep having these panic attacks. There's some sort of unresolved conflict. There's something going on, something that's something that's showing up to be healed, right? And we can treat the symptoms with EFT tapping, with the breath work. The breath work works 100% of the time to calm the nervous system and bring you out of panic. Get outside and ground yourself. Take your shoes off, go outside, right? The Melissa oil can really help. The Copaiba and Melissa are amazing oils that can help calm the nervous system. And the Siberian fir can really help calm the nervous system too. It's very grounding. And the breath work, you got to do the breath work. Also, if you're wanting some deeper work, then you could do the Mind Body Energy, and then you could do some one-on-one sessions with Dina and Rosita, or you could just do some one-on-one sessions, and then eventually, if you want to learn the tools for yourself, which is powerful, that's what I want you to learn. Like, we don't want you to be a patient for life, right? We want you to get empowered and learn how to do this stuff. And we're always here whenever you need the additional help. But if you're having panic attacks, don't struggle with that. It's rewiring your nervous system in a really bad way. And it's going to lead to bigger issues later down the road if you don't take care of that. And we need to halt those in their tracks. So if you haven't already scheduled a one-on-one with Dina or with Rosita, I invite you to do that. Jessica Jones says, I would love to know ways to help with wrinkles. How do you pronounce that? Fave yoga or fave yoga is helpful. And or face yoga, were you meaning to say the face yoga? A friend told me to get infrared wand for the face, and my Nest scan said that I had far infrared radiation. Yeah, but far infrared is not going to put out a radiation that's not good for your body. Not that I'm aware of. There's nothing bad about far infrared. You can use red light, just plain, like just the red light therapy could be really, really good. Also, I like to use, so in my skincare, I like to use hyaluronic acid. And lactic acid is really awesome, but the hyaluronic acid not only helps to resurface your skin, but we naturally have hyaluronic acid in our skin, and we don't make as much of it when we get older. But hyaluronic acid has small enough molecules to get in to the skin, and it attracts water. It attracts water into the skin, and it helps attract more collagen production. So you're going to be tightening up the fibers and rehydrating the inner fibers of the skin because it attracts water, so it plumps the skin back out, right? That's what I use. And I've been using it for years, since my 30s. And I learned about it because my father and my uncle used to own a cosmetic clinic, and I became a partner with them. So I got to learn all the cool stuff. And there are certain ingredients, certain things that you can use on your skin. So I like hyaluronic acid peels are amazing. And you do them on a regular basis, and you'll start to see a change in your skin. And that's my skin. I'm in my 50s and I get a lot of sun. I get a lot of sun. I go out, I spend a lot of time outside without sunscreen. I only use sunscreen when I know that I'm starting to burn and my body's telling me I need to go inside. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not going to go inside. That's when I put the sunscreen on. And look, like my skin, right? Like, and I attribute it to the products that I use. Because with all the sun that I get and how I've abused my body when I was younger, I would expect to have a lot more wrinkles. And my skin actually looks plumper now than it does. If you look at my old before pictures, go onto YouTube, you can see my before and after pictures. I was really sick and I looked very different. My skin looks better now than it did in my 30s. And so hyaluronic acid, amazing. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you. It's the products. And how many of you put a 1 in our chat right now if you get our newsletter every month? Put a 1 in the chat if you get our news. If you are not getting our newsletter, you are missing out. But don't worry, you can go to our website and you can go and you can, I think under case studies, when you hover over case studies, we are redesigning our website right now. It's not complete. We have hundreds of case studies, but right now you only see like 4 or 5 because we're redesigning everything. But when you hover over that, I think it's under that one that there's a drop down that then says Crusaders for Health Newsletter Archive. Go there and just start clicking on the newsletters and read all the amazing stuff. And at the bottom of each newsletter every month, I will promote some of my favorite products. And I have promoted some of my favorite products. Anne Marie Skincare is really, really good. And she has plant-based hyaluronic acids and different things like that in her product. Love that stuff. Love that stuff. What brands of EOs do you recommend? So there are some good brands out there. We actually have a line. How many of you knew that? We don't do a lot for promoting it. It is really, really good. And we do sell some, but I'm going to recommend for you because of the vastness of what you can get. We only have a few things and they're organic and they're ingestible and stuff, but doTERRA has really, really good ones. What's the other brand? Living, Essential Living, or I can't remember what it's called. Is it Essential Living Oils? I think so. And so both of those are really good. I use doTERRA. I love it. I love the doTERRA oils. Essential Living oils are good too. So both of those brands are really, really well known. I know that the doTERRA oils, those are food grade. And so you can ingest them. They're really, really good. Young Living. Yes, thank you. I was like, I know it's something like that. The Young Living oils. And then Christy says, hello, Dr. V, your session is an eye-opener. What essential oils are good for people suffering with sleep issues, unable to sleep at night, and suffering with mind racing, anxiety, and depression? Any kind of essential oils in the next week or so would be a great help. So I'm not going to be doing any for the rest of the year. But we are working on taking our essential oils course and making it like an evergreen. So we'll actually have it probably by the end of the year published up on our website. So when you go to like schedule, you can see we already have our Mind Body Energy program that you can enroll in, our gluten freedom program that's amazing that you can enroll in. Put a 1 in the chat if you think Anne's gluten freedom course is amazing. It is amazing. So proud of her for that. And our essential oils course, when we get that up and running, it'll be super affordable and you'll get all the protocols, you'll get everything. You'll get like 6 months of recorded classes, all of that in there. And so I will work on that. And Shalane, if you can, and or Aaron, if you can write that down, because that is something that we were working on, and I've been sidetracked from that, putting it into its own course so that we can get that up and running, because we can do that super fast. And I've been distracted with many other projects lately. Jennifer Ruth, what is the best way to use a diffuser? How often do they need to be cleaned, and how long does the diffuser work for? So diffusers are different. So all the different brands, they all last differently. I have bought some in the past that did not last very long, and I have others that have lasted forever. I clean mine out when it just looks like it's built up a lot of oils, or if I'm changing my scent and I have something previous in there and I keep smelling it, like I need to dump this out and clean it. And so I'll do that. I like to use filtered water. Why? Because I don't want to vaporize the toxins that are in the tap water. I don't want to breathe that, right? I mean, we don't want to breathe that stuff. There's fluoride in there. There's chlorine in there. Who knows what else is in there? Like, I don't want to vaporize that. So I use the same filtered water I use to drink. I put that in my diffuser, and you can put the essential oils in there. So in the diffuser that I have, I've noticed that if I go over 13 total drops of anything, it gets too strong. And so if I'm going to mix, like I like to mix, remember I told you the Siberian fir. I like to do the Siberian fir, the wild orange, and then I'll do the frankincense and myrrh. I like to mix those together. I usually do a base of like 5 or 6 drops of the Siberian fir, and then I'll do like 2 drops of frankincense, 2 drops of myrrh, and 2 drops of wild orange, so that it doesn't, get too strong. And then I just turn it on. And mine has different settings, so I can run it for an hour, 5 hours, or like 8 hours until it runs out of water. No, Diane, doTERRA is not the only one. I mentioned the Young Living oils earlier too. So any oil that you want to use, just look for a few things. Make sure that they're third-party tested for purity and quality. Make sure that they're organic, and make sure that they're food grade. And I know for sure that the doTERRA is all of those. And I have friends who use Young Living, and I believe that the Young Living is just as high of a quality. I don't know that for sure because I haven't checked it myself. I do know that the doTERRA has all those qualities that I'm looking for. Helen says, I'm in your program and I have high levels of mold. Are essential oils, are there specifically essential oils that help with mold detox? You know what? I'm not sure, but my suggestion is just stick with the protocol that we're doing with you. It's proven, it works. Let's not add a lot of variables, and let's not make it more complicated and more expensive. Are you good with that? Jennifer, what product do you use for your skin with hyaluronic acid? So I like to use, I use one that's fairly strong, but I've been using it for a while. If you start out using things with hyaluronic acid, you need to go sparingly in the beginning and only do it 2 or 3 times a week until your skin starts to get used to it. Veritas Bioactives. And I actually have an account with them, and I can get you guys discounts. And I've been wanting to add it to our Bio One Sciences site, but we're getting ready to revamp our Bio One Sciences website. It's going to look so much better the way I originally envisioned it. It's getting a complete makeover. The way it was built out was not how I wanted it. It was super frustrating because it was a huge project, but we're redoing it, and we're going to start adding in other products that I really love and trust onto our Bio One Sciences store, and you'll get a discount. So if you can hold off for a little bit, I can get you, the access to Veritas Bioactives. I know the woman who designed it. I love their product. I've been using it for probably 8 years. I mix and use different products. So I love the Anne Marie skincare. I still use that. I use Andalou Organics, Andalau, I believe, Andalou, and they have some plant-based hyaluronics that you could start with. That would actually be a good one to start with. Let me type it into the chat. I'm going to type in how to spell it. Andalou, and you can find it at Whole Foods and you can find it online. Andalou Organics. They're going to have stuff with hyaluronics in there and different kinds of acids. I would start with theirs first because it's going to be more mild. And you work your way up to using the stronger stuff. If you've never used it, that's going to be the way to go. So start with Andalou, and then we can work into the Veritas Bioactives. How many of you, I just got to download, how many of you would like to have a couple of sessions, maybe with Anne and I, on our favorite products, where we literally pull them out of our bathroom, out of our kitchen and stuff, and show you what we like to use? Put a 1 in there. Yeah, do you want to do that? I'm happy to share that. Yeah, I'm happy to share. Okay, we'll do that. We usually do that once a year, and I think we haven't done that in a while, and we're always finding new stuff. So we will do that. Shalane, please remind me about that so that I don't forget. What else do we have? I'm going to take a couple more here. Is it true that babies get tummy problems and allergies because of unresolved emotional issues from mom? And can essential oils help with that, with the emotional problems? Yes, yes, and yes. Many times we are born carrying the burden of our parents and our grandparents, and even left up to 8 or 9 generations, even further than that. Many times we are born carrying their burdens, their emotional trauma that they never resolve. Don't feel bad about it if you're the mom and your baby has tummy issues and it's tied to emotional stuff. None of us learned these tools. We're all learning these tools now. We're all understanding this because the science has finally come out showing that this is true. And so it's okay, mama. Do you know what would really help heal your baby's tummy issues? You heal your emotional issues. You heal, and I tell you, you're probably going, how is working on me going to heal my baby? This is quantum healing, honey. This is quantum healing. And this is where the future of medicine is going. Schedule some sessions with Rosita. Let's work on yours and with Dina's, and work on you. Mama works on herself, and baby's going to heal. And in the meantime, yes, you could probably do some essential oils to help. Yes, you probably could do that. Yes. And see if that helps. And you'll put it on the baby's feet, just a little bit. It doesn't take much. Don't think that more is better. Doesn't work that way. And your baby's just going to be stinky with essential oils. So don't do too much. Don't go crazy with it. But you could put a little bit of copaiba, a little bit of melissa. You can cut it with the oil carrier, and we're going to teach you how to do that in the ebook that we're going to send. And you can put a little bit of that, maybe mix it with a little bit of any essential oil that has limonene in it, like lemon or wild orange, something that's happy, right? And just do a little bit of that, just a tiny bit, maybe at night before bed, during the day, just carry that roller with you, just a tiny bit on their little feet, and rub their little feet together and put her socks back on, or his socks back on, and see how that helps. But you work on you. I promise you this, and I want to hear back from you. I want to hear back from you on this anonymous attendee. So I don't know what your name is. Oh no, it was someone else. I think it got deleted already. It got answered. It got typed as answered too quickly. So I lost who it was who asking that. I want to hear back from you. When you work on you, you heal you, and you watch how that baby heals. If it's emotional and it's tied to you or anyone in your lineage, in the baby's lineage, and you start doing the healing, the baby's going to heal. Now, if the baby may also actually have some GI issues that need to be addressed, and we can help you with that. We can help you with that. So we can do some testing with the baby. We can do a little poop test, a stool test, and then we can help you help baby. And we can rule out if there's anything biological going on, like if the baby has, an overgrowth of some sort of bacteria that doesn't belong. If the baby needs some, to have the gut worked on, we can totally help with that. And if the baby's having any type of rashes, that's a telltale sign that the baby's having some GI issues, some physical GI issues that need to be addressed. Someone's asking where you can get essential oils in Canada. I believe you can order both Young Living and doTERRA all over the world. You can get it all over the world. And if you want to reach out to Shalane, who is putting her email, the email for all of the front office staff in the chat right now. You can reach out, and we can even get you. I can connect you with Dr. Jeff Steiba, who can get you signed up for doTERRA. So we can totally get you signed up if you want to. We can get you signed up. So just reach out to us, and I have someone who can help you get signed up with doTERRA. So Jennifer Ruth, absolutely. In a diffuser, you want to put water in. You don't need a carrier oil. Just put the water in, and then put the essential oils that you want to use with the diffuser. So you put the water in, and then you put the essential oils. You don't need a carrier oil in there. We have a couple of more questions. Let me see here. Genevieve is asking, what is the best essential oil for scalp psoriasis? You did the toxin testing and it came back with mold, and environmental stuff was off the chart. And you're working on the inflammation with the diet. Okay, so what we might want to do is, first of all, we need to detox that stuff out. For sure, we need to do that. Secondly, make sure that you test your house for mold to make sure that your house isn't full of mold. Make sure you're reducing your exposure to the toxins, right? You need to do your research to figure out, where have I been getting exposed, right? So that you don't continue exposing yourself, because you'll never get the toxins fully out if you're exposing yourself every day, right? We might want to do a little bit of gut support with you, and that could help get the scalp psoriasis back in check. Sounds weird, right? It actually works. You won't be able to get full and complete gut healing until all the toxins are gone. But and sometimes we need to do some intervention for the symptoms, especially if they're really bad. So if it's just really, really bothering you and it's really, really bad, why don't you make a one-on-one appointment? And let's change up your detox protocol just a little bit, and let's do a little bit of gut support. We might even stop your detox, maybe not, it just depends. But add some gut support in there for maybe 6 to 8 weeks and see what happens with this, and then get you back on full detox again. I'm not sure exactly how we would do it. I would want to see you first, or Anne would want to see you, and we can help address that. I don't know about an essential oil directly for the scalp psoriasis. I think doing what I'm talking about is probably going to be better. What else do we have? Bach flower. Bach flower is great. The Bach flower remedies are great for anxiety and calming the nervous system. And we've used them with our dog. And I've used them with baby William when he was little tiny, and he would throw a fit. And when his mouth was wide open and he was screaming, I was spraying the Bach flower in his mouth, which would make him even more mad. It was kind of funny. What else do we have? I think we're good. I think we've pretty much gotten all of the questions. Thank you so much for attending. I'm so excited. Every time that we do these and you come and hang out with me, I absolutely love it. And I'm glad that you're loving it too, and really getting a lot out of the Inner Circle calls. Our goal is just to really, really provide you with a lot of value. How many of you, this is your first or second time? Put a 1 into the chat if this is your first or second time coming. Okay, wonderful. So we have a lot of newbies. So what I want to do, thank you, Penny, thank you, Doreen and Patricia. What I want to do is invite you to go to our YouTube page, go to YouTube, and then type in at the top, Modern Holistic Health, and you'll recognize our logo. Click on that. And we have so many videos in there, and we have a whole section that's called Inner Circle. And go back and check out all of our Inner Circle recordings. We've got some great classes. I mean, amazing classes. And not just in our Inner Circle. We have so many recordings. And if you click on all videos, it'll just show you everything that we've done over the years. We have so much in there that I really do feel you're going to find so incredibly valuable. Go in there and check it out. We have so many free resources for you on your healing journey. And I look forward to having you back again. So just register at mhhinnercircle.com. And you can see what we have coming up. I think I only have through November 5th scheduled. So we need to add to the schedule. We need to add to it. If you forget the website to register, you can just find it on our Modern Holistic Health website. Just start clicking through and you'll see MHH Inner Circle in there somewhere, and you can click on it. It'll take you right to the registration page. We have people who will register for all of them for the whole year. But like I said, I don't have anything through past November 5th. And Jennifer Ruth, are you still here? This is for you. We're actually doing our Q&A for our next masterclass. Our mental health, it's our Your Brain and Mental Health masterclass, I believe, is our next one coming up. And we're actually doing our Q&A on November 4th or 5th when we're scheduled to do our inner circle. So just letting you know that one, we're going to be changing the title and saying what we have going on for that night. So just want to let you know. And we'll be coming up with a lot of topics for the end of the year and then on into 2024. And we're going to be doing a lot of interviews also with different experts that I think you're going to find very exciting. And any of you who have been with us for a while, well, anywhere you are on your journey, if you're working with us and you would like to come on to one of our Inner Circle lives as a co-host and co-host it with me to talk about your journey and help empower and inspire others, reach out to our front office and let them know, and we will get you on the calendar and you can join us. And we might have maybe 2 of you on. And then Ann and I and Rosita, or maybe Dina, and we just have a discussion and talk about the journey, right? We talk about the journey and we inspire people. So thank you again for joining us. We love you so much. You are so loved, and we will see you soon. Talk to you soon. Bye.